There was one skill that changed my life, taking me from being homeless to owning 4 7-figure businesses, and it's the only skill you need to learn this year. Here are 10 ways to use persuasion to become a millionaire in 2024. Let's begin. And the first one, you have all been there, whether for business or personal life. Number one is negotiations. Whenever you have a conflict or someone comes to you with their hand out, what you say and how you say it will determine the outcome of that conflict. Persuasive negotiations is like a Trojan horse. You find out what it is that they want, what outcome they are seeking, and you package what they want as the horse or as the wrapping paper to deliver what it is that you want as well. Negotiations are a win-win where you loudly speak about what you're doing for them and quietly ask what you'd like in return. That is the tip of the iceberg, and I have a full 30-minute video on how to negotiate on this channel. Check it out after this one. And how negotiations can make you a millionaire is all of your contracts will be more in your favor. Every deal you ever sign will be more in your favor. You'll get a better price, longer payment terms, higher commissions, more favorable contract language. You will even win entire deals that you would have lost without the art of friendly persuasion. The second way that you can use persuasion to stack a lot of cash in 2024 is effective marketing. The best marketers in the world understand that when you talk to a customer, there's an inner dialogue going on. There's a book called All Marketers Are Liars by Seth Godin that beautifully explains how this works. If you show somebody something, even though you did not say it directly, they will jump to conclusions. They'll tell themselves stories. Just like the makeup brand Kiehl's, they'll have handwritten labels on their cosmetics, a motorcycle on the floor, a stunt plane hanging from the ceiling, and when you walk in, you make assumptions about who might have started this company. You'd assume that it's an eclectic male, it's more boutique, but the reality is that business is owned by Estee Lauder. Marketers will use the art of silent persuasion, showing you things instead of telling you things, so that way you will tell yourself the thing that they want to say to you, but they can't because they'd be lying. But the moment that you believe something to be true and the rest of the customer base starts to believe it as well is the moment that a business can become something, because a business is really nothing but a few sheets of paper and some employees and some products until the customer base says they are something else. Master the art of getting someone else to tell your story, and now you're a master of persuasive marketing. It goes without saying that good marketers can sell anything, and no matter what you're trying to sell in 2024, good marketing will make you a millionaire. The third way to use persuasion to build your financial empire is through customer service, i.e. customer experience. If you have a product like one of mine, I run Airbnb businesses. In the world of hospitality, customers get upset, and we have to handle that. And every customer is different. We have to handle it many ways. With some customers, we have to empathize and be soft and just hear them out and say, "Thank you so much for telling us." Velvet gloves. And with other customers who are more dramatic, we have to get dramatic as well. Somebody says, "This is unacceptable," and we say in response, "I'm so sorry, we'll cancel your reservation right now." And the person will pull that back and realize that their path is not going to work the way that they want it to work. And if something is unacceptable with their room and we cancel their reservation, they lose the room, forcing them to think about how they really want to keep the room, and then they become more reasonable. This is just one example of how persuasion can be a defensive game, and a friendly reminder that in all forms of persuasion, it takes two to tango. With positive and effective customer service, you'll get less refund requests. You'll get more referrals. You'll get more return customers. You will get more enthusiasts that believe that they are part of your business and will tell everybody on social media about how they love your company. The fourth way to make millions of dollars with persuasion is the obvious one. It's sales. Sales is in a way opposite of marketing. Marketing relies on the opening of a funnel, building awareness and making a great first impression, and working those customers through to the transaction by the end. A salesperson is more like a trapdoor spider sitting at the bottom of that funnel, reaching forward to try to pull people in to the point of sale. And while doing this, many cold outreach salespeople have had no chance to get to know the customer. They engage with a total stranger and try to build it from there. My very first 7-figure business was selling newspaper subscriptions in grocery stores and then training people to do the same. The only thing that we knew about that customer was they were there to shop, so they had some money on them. We could tell their gender, roughly their age. If they were with their family, we'd get to know that. We could look at their clothes and try to size them up. Maybe they had an alma mater. But in all cases, we had to build rapport with the complete stranger, and we do something called cold reading. We try to make assumptive guesses about who they were, And those customers would correct us if we were wrong, they'd be impressed if we were right, and we'd be able to create this sense of serendipity at times that made them like us very, very fast. And we could sell them a newspaper subscription in under 2 minutes, life cycle, from meeting the person to getting their credit card, shoving them through a sales funnel in 2 minutes flat. Some sales will take months, others days, others minutes. And the most important thing I can give you about sales right now is sales really only has 3 main segments: the front half, the back half, and the presentation. The front half leans on empathy, rapport building, getting to know the customer, active listening. The middle is infinitely small. It is your presentation. It's your logical point to get them to take action on your product. And the back half is the close. It's like a hammer coming down on the customer, forcing them to take action. And it is driven largely by ego, conviction, and force of will. Effective persuasion in sales can get inside someone's head and give them reasons to take action in that very moment where they're unsure. I do not have to tell you how sales can make $1 million. You've seen it everywhere. The question is, though, what are you selling? And the answer is that no matter what you are selling, you are first selling yourself, because every sale rests on trust. Master the art of persuasive selling and every industry will become yours. The 5th way that you can use persuasion to make millions, if not billions of dollars, is networking. You've heard the phrase, your network is your net worth. Bernie Madoff, bad example of ethics, but great example of networking, was able to take billions of dollars from people because he got into the right room. You have seen online and you have heard the stories of tech startups pitching for fundraising. The only way that they get a shot to do so is getting into the right rooms. It pays to be charming, it pays to be likable, it pays to be memorable. It pays to build trust. It pays to be able to have character references. Proper networking allows you to take any moment of your life and use it for business development. If you're at a grocery store, at a restaurant, at a museum, at a party, in your elevator, every person could be that next person that helps you get to $1 million. That is largely why I moved here into this penthouse paying $17,000 a month, to have neighbors that have also done massively amazing things. The 20-foot ceilings are nice too, but I've had the grand pleasure of living next to other famous YouTubers, athletes, tech startup CEOs, consultants for the government, people who move things and make things happen. And hopefully through those networks, I will effortlessly 10 or 20x that rent payment. Not a big deal. The 6th way that you can make millions of dollars with persuasion, we just mentioned, fundraising. You at one point could have a startup idea and have no money, and you need to ask someone to believe in you. And I will tell you that a popular phrase in venture capitalism is invest in A people with a B idea instead of B people with an A idea. Venture capitalists are looking for the person. They could care a little less about the idea because A-type people build businesses. The more A-type people in a business, the bigger the business will grow. Your ability to raise funds will be your ability to package a pitch deck and convince somebody that you are the A player for the job to make this business happen. If you are interested in this world, there are 2 books I recommend, 0 to 1 and Venture Deals. Enjoy. The 7th way to use persuasion to make tons of money is another defensive play. It's like the opposite of selling, it's buying. I had a friend in Houston, he was the buyer for Sears. It was his job to get Sears to have a strong seat at the negotiating table. You can be an effective buyer by understanding that the person selling you something needs your business, and to not just say yes to every offer somebody gives you. To be a shrewd buyer will increase your margins, lower your cost of production, make it easier for you to stay in business in down markets. You can create more product for the same amount of money. You can undercut your competitors on cost and win the business. Effective persuasive buying is a lethal strategy that most business owners overlook because we got our start in different departments than accounting. We started in sales or customer service or operations or engineering or something that makes us understand the industry intimately from the customer side. Not many of us have legs in accounting, and it is the accounting department that will sing the benefits of effective buying. Who would have known that companies' best kept secret for sales and persuasion was hiding in their accounting department? The 8th way that you can use persuasion to make a ton of money is what you're looking at right now: audience development and influencing behaviors. They're actually 2, but let's jam them together. If I do a good job on this video, you've been here long enough, you might think that I have. So you might hit the subscribe button. You'll at least come back for another video. This building of a relationship is me having a one-way conversation with you and you coming back for value because you can trust me. I have persuaded you to believe in yourself believe in this content, and believe in our relationship. Through consistent, confident online persuasion, I have built an audience to over 250,000 here on YouTube. That's not a small task. And through that same persuasion influencing behaviors, I have done webinars that have sold $50,000 of pre-sales right here through YouTube with zero ad spend. Just a couple YouTube videos and Instagram posts letting people know I'm doing a live webinar, and we had 50,000 in pre-sales twice in the same month. Both of those webinars over 30 days, pre-sale and after, totaled over $150,000 of organic sales from 1,500 customers. If I say things the wrong way, it will build distrust. If I sit here and try to convince you that I'm the best Airbnb coach in the world, even though I want you to believe that so desperately, my trying to convince you breeds suspicion. But if I say things the right way, casually provide value, show you examples from my customer base, other things like this, you might happenstance along that belief without me having to convince you that I'm good at what I do. At its core, every piece of content that you post will tell a story. Every detail will be seen and scrutinized. Do not overlook anything. They will like what they see and hear, or they will not. Sometimes you'll get mixed results. You may get them to believe that you are wealthy or smart or well-connected or tall, but in the process, they will think that you are a glorious douchebag and they will not do business with you even though you might be the best. Persuasion in audience development and influencing behaviors online best comes from relaxing, knowing your worth, and having both a little fun and humility in the process. The 9th way to make a ton of money persuasively is copywriting. There's been a huge movement online about copywriting. There are courses teaching this, creating little subsections of career paths for this. I have people in my DMs offering to write my emails for me in exchange for a split of commission on whatever is sold. If you could convince someone like me to give you 10% of course sales for an email that you write that you send to an audience that I've already built and I've been working to sell them, and you generate $20,000 or $30,000 or $50,000 of course sales because you angled something in a fresh way, that's an instant $2,000 to $5,000, and that's only with a 10% commission. People have charged more. And the moment that you pull this off, you have a testimonial now saying, I helped Sean sell $50,000 of course sales with one email. I'll do the same for you. People in the education space will listen, and you could build a $1 million commission-based copywriting business overnight. And the 10th way, the most important way for you to use persuasion to make millions of dollars your whole entire life is leadership. You are one person, but if you use the beginning of this video, any of the first 9, you could build a business that needs more people. And in order to get results similar to the results that you can create, you need to learn to lead people. And to lead people is to protect people. To lead people is to gain their trust. To lead people is for them to take risks on your behalf. To do this, you need to master the art of persuasion, and you will need to build relationships where people look up to you and are not afraid that they're going to regret that. I just made a video on the 10 finer points of leadership. If you ever want to have a business that is more than just you, you should watch that video next. Thank you so much for watching this one all the way through to the end. It means the world to me, guys. And as always, I will see you on the other side.
Hi.